Hello, welcome back to the farmyard garden. My name is Claire and my first job today is to get some French beans planted out. Now the variety that I have here is called Blue Lake, and I did buy these from a local nursery. If you remember in last week's video, my Blauhilde climbing beans did not germinate. And I saw these at the weekend and I thought, I quite like the variety Blue Lake. They were ones that I wanted to try anyway. So I thought I might as well get them. But I'm going to put a few in each station because, you know, slugs. Much like when I was planting things out the other day, I'm not putting any extra fertiliser in here, although I will be feeding them during the season, because this is a new bed to me and it has manure at the bottom of it anyway. Fresh compost and manure. That didn't take long to get those planted out, and I have a few spare here just in case they get munched by slugs. I'll be potting these on probably and leaving them in the greenhouse for a couple of weeks just until these get established. Now while I was at the same nursery buying those French beans, I also stumbled across a few fruit trees, and well, I was told not to buy any fruit trees, but I just couldn't resist them. So now I have another project to do, which is planting not one, not two, but 3 new fruit trees. Only 2 of them are actually going on this part of the garden. The other one is going on our main garden. And the one that's going on the main garden is this pear tree here, because I made a huge mistake with this one. I was so excited to see a different variety of pear tree than the ones I've already got on the garden, this being a variety called Williams, that I actually neglected to look at the rootstock that this was on. And it's on a quince rootstock, which means it could grow up to 6 metres in 10 years. The other ones I have looked at their rootstocks, they're absolutely fine, maximum of 3 metres, which is a shame because it means it's too big for this lawn space. So it's going to have to go on the main garden. So Duncan will be around with a mini digger shortly to dig a hole to plant this one in. And then I'm going to be, if I just step back a little bit more, I'm going to be extending the bed where that rhubarb is there all the way along to take in those 2 trees that are on the edges there. And I'm going to make it a bit of a raised bed simply because obviously this is where we've had those trees removed from, and it does mean that there's probably going to be a lot of roots in the ground. So by making a bit of a raised bed here, it will give these trees some looser soil to get into before they kind of fight their way into the ground underneath. Did I need any more fruit trees? Probably not, but I think it's going to be a really good addition. And this apple tree here is especially exciting because this apple tree is what they call a family apple tree, which means there's 3 different varieties of apple tree all grafted onto one tree. Now I don't really need to buy a family apple tree because I do have several varieties of apple trees already, but I just really liked the idea of it, and I thought one of you might be interested in something like this if you've got less space in your gardens than I'm fortunate enough to have here. And then the other variety of apple tree that I bought here is called Katie. And even though I've already got some Gala apples on the lawn, I just liked the idea of this really pretty red apple, and it's supposed to be a really nice tasty one. So we've got Katie as well. But first I need to remove this leaf mould bin and get it put into the compost bin because, well, it's going to be in the way now. Duncan's just arrived now with the little mini digger. Still no telehandler, sore subject. The first job he wants to do is dig up the remnants of this apple tree. This came down last year. It was quite rotten anyway, we didn't get any apples from it. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that he's okay with this idea. I feel like it was important. We took down 3 trees. I feel like it was really important to add another 3 trees into the garden. And I didn't want any more ashes or oaks or whatever. Oh, watch the washing line, Claire. We have a lot of those. So 3 more fruit trees felt like the best idea of replacing what was taken down. have to admit defeat. The sun's come out. I've gone warm. Now obviously this job isn't coming without some casualties. I'm going to have to move the sunflowers as well because they'll need to be raised up. Take that rhubarb out and move it, and I'm probably going to cut the irises and let my mother-in-law have them in a vase. That sounds like a good idea. There you go, as predicted. It didn't take that much to get that out of the ground. I'll replant it shortly. Next job is to make a raised bed around them.
We're reusing some soil here that we excavated from another area of the farm when we were putting in some hard standing for cattle in a gateway.
I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It's exactly what I wanted for them. Now I have the rhubarb to plant back in, and I think I'm going to plant it at the back of this bed here because they get quite big, don't they? So it can literally sprawl along the back here behind the trees. I could not be more thrilled with how this project has turned out. It's exceeded all of my expectations. I do need to stake the trees properly yet, but I don't have any more tree ties, so I'll get some of those ordered and then we can get on and do those properly later on. But this isn't the only bed that we've built this week. We've actually been really busy building things simply because I've got too many flowers that I've sown. Let me show you the other bed we've done. The new bed that I've built is here behind me on the lawn. Thought it'd be quite nice to have some extra floral colour next to the greenhouses as well. Now Duncan did get quite creative in helping me with building this bed because we remembered that we had a bag of topsoil around the back of one of the sheds from when we had our house extension built, and he dug out a really old tractor to help with lifting that big bag of topsoil. Check this out. Thrilled with how that planting has turned out, and I'm hoping for a really good display over summer. It's finally time to plant out the first loofah. Look at the size of him. And he isn't the biggest one I've got in the house. Let's give this a go. This is going to be tricky. I'm getting hot again now. I'm really not sure about getting this out. Oh. Oh, I've got it. I've got him. Look at all those roots. Right. Gently does it. Don't break him now. Past phase one, now I need to see if I can not break this and get it tied up to here. So I've called in Duncan to help because I can't hold it and tie it all at the same time. And I'm going to start at the bottom. If you hold him up, which bit's the top? Oh, he's here. He's here. He's still coming. He's gone back on himself, hasn't he? Oh God, he's bigger than I thought he was. Just realised he's actually a lot longer than we thought because he's double backed on himself. Look at the size of him now. Oh, he might be the biggest one actually. Now because he's quite established, I've decided to put a second line up for this main vine. Oh my life, look at the size of him. It's ridiculous. I had no idea he was that big. I am honestly shocked with how big this loofah is, and I still have another one to plant out which I thought was even bigger, and that actually has pollinated loofahs on it on my windowsill in the summer room. Hopefully he's going to be okay. We've got a couple of colder nights overnight coming, 5-6 degrees, and I thought he'd only be about this tall and I'd be able to wrap some fleece around him, but I'm not going to be able to fleece that, am I? So fingers crossed, and I'll be able to get the other one out and plant him here later on in the week. Next job is to plant some carrots in this next carrot box here. They're still all alive behind me, but we do have some rain forecast next week, I think, so we'll see if the slugs get them. I've been watering this the last few days just to get some moisture really within the box, and I've just loosened the soil up on the top. I've got 3 varieties here: Purple Sun, Amsterdam Forcing and Black Nebula. I do like the purple carrots. So hoping to get 2 rows of each in here. Whilst I'm down this end of the garden, I thought I'd give you an update on the pollinator highway. I am so proud of this bed. Since you've last seen it, I've planted over 40 more plants in here, and the final things to go in were the dahlias in the centre of the bed. And it's just so exciting starting to see things like the cosmos, the asters, the Swan River daisies, there's some verbena in here, all starting to flower, and it's just going to be a wonderful space. Even the lavender has a few buds on here. And I also took the advice on board regarding cutting the suckers off at the base of these fruit trees as well, so thank you for that advice. I'm just so pleased with how it's turned out, and obviously as the season progresses I'm hoping that it's going to fill out even more and just be an absolute sea of colour and insects and bees, obviously. You may have also noticed that I've planted out my dahlia cut flower beds as well. This is the main dahlia bed, and they are some slug deterrent pellets put around them. There's only a few dahlias in this bed next to the climbing rose. I have some penstemon and some blue pepe nasturtiums as well in here. I'm really pleased with the progress in the garden in this last week, and adding those fruit trees has been something of a real treat for me. Duncan's given me the go-ahead to actually put some more fruit trees on the main lawn, so I need to think of some different varieties. Maybe I have enough apples and pears now. I'm not sure. If you've got any suggestions, I'd be willing to hear them. But for now, I'm going to catch you in the next video. So look after yourselves. Bye.